What name, where you from?
So my name is Jeff Morgan. I am from Dallas, Texas. Got in here last night. I'm also working with Dad Talk Today Radio, or media, so I'll be here later on Media Bro.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. My name's Rayla Campbell.
Hey,
I'm
Rayla.
from Massachusetts. So I was
Okay.
running for Congress against Diana Presley.
Okay.
So I'm down here to try to get support and bring it back to Massachusetts. Because
Yes.
we don't have Republicans
Yeah.
anywhere in New England.
So I'm originally from Pennsylvania,
Oh.
and I am a little bit more familiar with the Northeast. It's been a while. I
Yeah.
did move out. I'm no longer up there, but I do keep track of things. I mean, it's my home country up there. But I understand some of the challenges, especially in an area like Massachusetts. And,
Massachusetts,
Yeah.
yes. But we need Republican representation. And the way
Absolutely.
for us to do that is
Right.
to come out, meet people, network.
Right.
But the problem is we have a lot of, and people don't like the word, but we've got a lot of rhinos in Massachusetts
Absolutely.
who won't do these things.
Right,
They
right.
won't come out because they want to keep it to themselves.
Right, right.
So my goal is to make sure that I get out, spread my voice, let everybody know what our message is,
Right.
what I'm coming to do, and to garner support for
Yeah.
like patriots like yourself.
Sounds great. One thing that we don't talk about too much as conservatives and Republicans, there was an article that came out by Bradley Wilcox, I think it was the other day, and he talked about marriage rate, how marriage rates influence voting patterns. And also, if you go back to the early 1910s, 1920 with Vladimir Lenin, one of the things he did, he created unilateral no-fault divorce because he knew that by breaking down the family, he could break down society. When you break down the family, it makes a country, a nation, a state more susceptible to socialism, to communism. Why is that? Because the support that the family should be providing is
Yes.
broken down.
Yeah.
And whether it's when I said that I'm here with Dad Talk Today, I mean we talk about all sorts of issues. We actually had a case in front of. You can keep that too.
I am.
So great, and we'd love to have you on. By the way,
I would love to come on. And Dad Talk, we need that because we have a lot of fathers up there,
Right.
That are they want to be involved, and then you have mothers that don't want to let them involved, or you have dads that are single dads taking care of their children.
It sounds like you have a little bit more experience, knowledge of this.
I do. I've been reaching out. I've been talking to a lot of people.
Right.
My husband is Irish, and we have 3 mixed kids, and it's so important having that father in your life,
Right.
having that father for you to be there.
Right.
My dad was in and out of my life as a child, and I was actually raised by my stepdad.
Yeah.
And he was Jewish, and it was my biological father not like that.
Right.
Not like that at all.
Yeah.
And he treated me differently at times.
Yeah.
But then other times it was, I could tell it was frustration
Right.
because of the friction between him and my mom.
Right.
But when it was just me and my dad, whole different situation.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like, we need to be propping fathers up and
Right.
understand, giving them everything that they need because they are amazing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
children need a father.
Yeah.
Girls need a father.
Yeah.
Boys need a father.
And one of the guys that actually he started to talk today, he's on the White House Council of Men and Boys. We also have a female attorney from Alabama, Melissa Isaac. Her whole law firm is protecting men because she has seen that, and growing up, that's what she experienced, the lack of a father, because not that he didn't want to be there, but because the mother did some of those things that you're talking about, and the hardships that ensue from that. When you look at family breakdown, I mean, what is the number one contributor to poverty? It's the destruction of the American family.
Yeah, lack of a father in the home.
And you look at whether it is people not dropping out of high school, whether you look at teenage pregnancy, abortion rates, whether you look at incarceration, drug activity, gang activity, mental health issues, physical health issues, every single malady in our country, if divorce and family breakdown is not the main issue, it is a very contributing issue. And it increases the incidence and the likelihood of these things happening by a large factor. Human trafficking.
Yes.
So you're right.
Major problem.
What children need, when we talk about the best interest of the child, they always keep that undefined. And I just say this, the best interest of the child is to be raised in an intact family with his or her natural mother and father. A stepfather can be great, a stepmother can be great. But generally speaking, nobody loved the child like the natural mother and the natural father.
Exactly.
And I thought it was very interesting because even under Bolshevik Russia, they came to the conclusion that a government agency could never take the place of a natural mother and father.
Right. But yet, here they're like, let's take the father out of the home, put
Right.
him in jail, give women welfare, and the government will take care of you and your child,
Right.
which is not the case.
Right.
Because it just turns into a rolling cycle.
Right.
And, young mothers, they've got to understand, one, you've got to get married, fall in
Absolutely.
love,
Yeah.
before you go inside to just be like, I'm the hottest thing and I'm going to pop out babies left and right. Let's take some responsibility.
Right.
And then also understand, which I found it really aggravates me with black women, with how they treat their sons. I have a son. First thing that I'm going to teach, like I've already taught him, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to teach him the first things that you have strikes against you because you're black
Right.
and you're a male.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You have same rights and freedoms as everybody else.
Right.
It is how you carry yourself.
Right.
I want you to be respectable.
Yeah.
I want you to be a great brother, great
Yeah.
father,
Yeah.
great husband, eventually.
Yeah.
But right now, I
Right.
want you to be a great man.
Yeah.
And just for him to do that, I've got to teach him how to do that.
Yes.
Instead of tearing him down.
Yeah.
Build these men up.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing, is
Yeah.
lifting them up. And I've noticed that a lot. It's always tear down, tear down, tear down.
So, Alan West is the Texas GOP chairman.
Yes.
I love Alan, and
Is he going to be here?
I don't know if he's going to be here or not. I saw him a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't get to ask him. He was speaking at an event. I filmed for him and stuff like that. And I remember this last summer, right before his accident. I was the last person he spoke to before he got in the accident on the ground. So I went by and said, "That looks like Alan's bike." And I'll tell you, I went by the bike and I'm like, "Oh, this is not looking good." Because 75 miles an hour, who survives that? But it was interesting because as I was going by, I started to pray, and it was like God gave me the ability to pray with confidence, raise him up, complete healing. And within like 4 days, I think he's out running again.
What?
It was amazing. But
Or a prayer.
yeah, absolutely. But he also said, one of the challenges he had was read the book Up from Slavery with Booker T. Washington. And when I read it, it's only 900 pages. You can get it for free on the internet. I'm like, what an amazing man. I mean, he should be the hero. I'm not talking about Black America. I'm talking about white America, too. What an amazing, amazing man. And, the last time I was with Alan, I asked a question about family issues, and I was wearing the same shirt. He says, "What is that?" And I said,
But it's got the feet.
right, because this is not Black Lives Matters. Because
Every black life.
every Black Lives Matter. This is the Christian version.
Yes.
BLM is the communist version. They don't believe in the nuclear family. They want the father out of the family.
Right.
They're not concerned about issues of abortion. Every Black Life Matters. Every BLM.org. A friend of mine, a mutual friend, he said, every Black Life Matters where needs to be protected in the womb.
Yes.
The very first priority is that a Black child be born.
Yes.
Because what does Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood do? Well,
Yes.
put Planned Parenthood in Black neighborhoods. 73% of them are there to kill Black babies.
Yeah. She wanted to exterminate him.
And then, but it's not just that. Children should grow up with the idea of school choice. They should know that there's income mobility, and every Black child has a right to have a father in home.
Yes.
And what we're just talking about right now, we have to talk about this. But Black Lives Matters don't care. They don't care about that.
No.
Because it is a front organization for communist doctrine. Every BLM.org. This is the Christian version, and it talks about every Black life matters, every white life matters.
All lives matter.
All lives matter from birth to the end.
Exactly.
And the best way to talk about these things, from my perspective and many others' perspective, is from a Christian perspective.
Yes.
Because every person is created in the image of God.
Exactly.
So,
And God is the one that
yeah.
makes us who we are.
Right.
And that's like the same thing they say,
Yeah.
person of color.
Yeah.
One, okay, we just reverse the words
Yeah.
because colored people was slang back then. It was
Yeah.
derogatory.
Yeah.
Now it's
Yeah.
person of color.
Yeah.
But everybody's a person of color.
Right.
We are all different shapes.
Yeah.
So don't call me a POC.
Yeah.
I hate that word, everybody. No POCs. That's gross. Horrible. It's like
Yeah.
calling somebody, you don't do that.
Yeah.
We are all Americans first.
Right. Right.
We are children of God
Right.
first.
Right.
So the way that we stop the racism, stop putting color in everything.
Right.
It's
right.
always about color, color, color.
And if you look, what do you do? I mean, you look at Saul Alinsky, communist doctrine, what you try to segment an identity and you target that identity and you split them off from the rest of everybody else. And then, you have the politics of identity right now. You have the politics of gender, the politics of sex, the politics of colors. And we are not talking about, as you mentioned, we're all human beings created in the image of God. God is our Father.
Yep.
I mean, it's interesting. It's
Our
not
mother.
God is not our mother, and I'm not no implication to mothers whatsoever.
Mother Mary.
Right.
Mary,
Yeah. But I mean, so it's very important. And the reason I personally talk so much about the issue of family and, unilateral no divorce came from communist Russia and other places before that. If you destroy the family, you destroy society. Mm-hmm. We cannot have limited government in America when we have a nation of broken families. And we are not addressing the issue of the family, whether it's black, white, Hispanic, Asian, I don't care.
Yes, because it's, and that's one thing that you hear about. It's always black lives and going after it. The black family is the most broken. But every family, every different race, every different color has the same issues.
Right.
So instead of addressing all of the issues, well, only black people have these issues.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. No. I come from the most Irish town in America.
Really?
Situate, Mass.
Yeah.
Yes. I was born in Boston and raised there.
So. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's by the ocean, but we were a very close-knit community.
Right.
And I wasn't treated different because of the color of my skin. Right. I was their baby.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So that is the way that we need to be moving forward. Instead of we're going backwards. We're going backwards. And my slogan, which I've been going out and saying, is history, learn it, don't burn it.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're doing. They're tearing down statues.
Yeah.
They're burning. They want to take down George Washington.
I know.
At Washington State.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I know.
I know. And the same thing what happened in Boston.
Yeah.
So the 54th Regiment, all black regiment, they actually spray painted all over the monument, and it had to be taken down in Boston, and it hasn't been put back up yet. They have to take it down, they have to take it away, they have to take it apart to clean it.
Wow.
And it takes so much time. A private company did this.
Yeah.
You'd think the city of Boston would think, this is really important.
It's
talk about black lives.
Right.
Yet we have the first all African American regiment from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And you took down Abraham Lincoln in Massachusetts. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Do
you know that in Texas, the Texas Republican Party was founded by 150 freed black men in 1867 on Independence Day?
I did not know that.
So, the Republicans are so racist. Well, wait a minute. The Republicans founded the free black men founded the Republican Party in Texas. And if you look throughout some of the history of these things, you find out that the great black leaders, the ones that I love, there's something, and I've got to say this, if there's any type of thing that the black race has to me, they've got the rhetoric down. I love listening to speeches. But I mean, you hear that the powerful ways that things are phrased, black preachers and stuff like that. I'm like, these guys are great. They're wonderful.
It becomes the passion.
Right.
If you're really passionate about something, you speak about it.
Yeah.
My phone is going crazy. I don't know why it's going so crazy.
Yeah.
But when you're really passionate about something, that's what you go out and do. You speak about it.
Yeah.
You fight for it.
Yeah.
And it just comes out. God gives you that power. And that's how I feel. Every time I speak, I don't use script.
Right.
I don't read from anything. I don't prepare.
Yeah.
I just go out, I say a prayer first, and I ask God to give me the strength, and I go out, and that's what happens.
So I think that's really, that's, I know there's the preparation because you've been thinking about these things, meditating on them, but you get sometimes put into situations that you're like, dear God, just give me wisdom.
Yes.
And once you speak once, for the people that are afraid to do it, you do it once, and it makes it easier the second time.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean that, you may not have butterflies in your stomach and everything else.
Time.
But the moment you start to open your mouth, it's as if God empowers you and strengthens you. Absolutely. And then, you start to develop a little bit of a thick skin or whatever. Because there are people that want you shut up immediately.
Yes. There are. I've had that because, I'm Catholic.
Yeah.
I'm Republican. From Massachusetts.
You are breaking the mold. How can we put forth a stereotype that you are against?
Yes, I go against every single thing that they say. So it's just like, wait a second. Hold on,
Yeah.
you can't do that. So the media what they've done is try to completely not talk about me,
Right.
push me aside. I don't exist. Maybe I'll disappear.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I keep popping up. I keep doing more stuff because you cannot silence the conservative values, the American values.
Right.
I'm not going to allow you to silence that. I come from Massachusetts, where liberty was born.
Right.
So that is like our mission.
Yeah.
Never let it die.
Yeah.
And we go out and we fight for freedom.
Thomas Sowell and Walter Williams were both very much Marxist, if inclined at the very least, if not outright Marxist. And I love listening to them because of the depth of their intellect and everything else. But Walter Williams said something that I listened to in a speech the other day. He said, he was at the school, and he said, I am very grateful that I went to a school that before it was politically correct to like black people. And he made he said, because the professor came back, gave him his report, tore it up in court, and said, rewrite the entire thing. But Walter Williams was a great intellect. When you coddle people to try to, the bigotry of soft expectations is a horrendous thing, and it's not right, and it's destroying people. Yeah. And he didn't have to face that. He faced other things, but he said, that's what gave him the ability to be strong and everything else. And I think, if you hold my standard to here, I'll live to this. If you bring it down here, I'll live to this. If you hold it up to here, I have something higher to shoot for.
Right.
So, I think that we need to be looking at everybody, as he said, regardless. I don't care about skin color, ethnicity, anything like that, male, female. We want to see every human being improve their lot in life.
Excel
and exceed. And one of the most crucial functions, that is to make sure that they're raised in an intact family with their natural mother and father. Children need both parents together in an intact home.
They do.
And
it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
And that's important. And to go out and have that voice and to spread that, that's what we need. It's boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's just, look at family. Family keeps us intact. Family keeps us united. Family keeps us strong, just like unity.
Right.
Your family and your community.
Yeah.
That's how things go. So it's, oh my gosh.
Family is your first hospital, because if a child is sick, who's caring for the child?
Mommy.
Right. Family is your first economy, because you have a mother and father that are working together to provide for that. Family is the place you learn conflict resolution. Family is the place you learn how to care for a younger brother or sister, or maybe how to maybe be beat up by an older brother or sister. But this is the great laboratory. I don't want to even call it a laboratory. It's the most essential learning that a child can gain from.
Yeah.
And when you take that away, when you have a child being raised in a situation where he does not know what a man does, he does not know what a woman does, he does not know how a woman and a man, mother and father, should interact with each other. And there's good examples, there's bad examples. A lot of times kids can sort these out, not always.
Yeah.
But there's still something there that individualism and autonomy is killing our society. We need to talk about the importance of family structure. Family structure is so important to our children's developments, to our own development.
Yes.
People who are products of divorce, children of divorce, they carry baggage with them, sometimes their entire life. Not everybody. Some people come out almost unscathed, but the vast majority of children of divorce have baggage, have turmoil. And if you take a child of divorce and a child of an intact family, statistically speaking, the children of divorce do worse. And even if they're outwardly successful, they often have other issues that are unresolved. Trust issues. Is my spouse going to leave me? Is marriage forever? And the ideal, you're Catholic, I think.
Yes.
So that from the Catholic perspective, marriage is insoluble. Not to say that there's never reasons for divorce, but we have made divorce so easy.
Way too easy.
Yeah. And we actually had a case in front of the Supreme Court. The court denied hearing it, but it had to do with the whole issue of no-fault divorce, because one person, he said, wait a minute, I didn't even want a divorce. And the court said, we're granting your wife's petition for divorce. There were no allegations of abuse, nothing like that. It was just she wanted out. Well, wait a minute. When I got married, I thought I was being involved with my wife for life. We were going to have this family, everything else. And the courts automatically, without exception, 100% of the time, side with the petitioner. It's a predetermined outcome. There's due process issues. There's all sorts of issues. But this case was actually based on First Amendment.
Oh,
but anyway,
yes.
I can send you the information. I'm spending a lot of time with you.
Well, you know what? I'm on forever because
Yeah, I want to make sure that I'm not boring people.
No, you know what? We've got people in. There's probably people in the chat. Oh, look at everybody's in there. They're saying hello. Hello, everybody. Like, yeah, we've got a ton of information. It says Black Lives Matter, a pro-life slogan. Throw me your shirt again.
Yeah.
Every Black Lives Matter.
Every BLM.org. And again, I had affinity with the foundation of this, but I met the man. I'm like, good.
Look at. He has a BLM shirt. Yeah, but we've sat here and look at
It's the Christian version.
The Christian version.
And the back of the shirt has a whole lot more. But again, because it's talking about, Black Lives Matters was talking about police brutality, and does it happen? Of course it happens. It happens to black men, white men, whatever.
Hispanic, Asian.
It's an issue there, but not, from the studies that I've seen, it appears to be far less than the media portrays it. But the thing is that if every black life matters, you're talking about let the children come out of the womb.
Yeah.
Don't kill them in the womb.
Yeah. There was a beautiful sign. I forget. I think it was at the first Trump rally in Washington, D.C., which I was at. And, there was every Black Lives Matter, even in the womb, and had the most beautiful picture, gorgeous black woman, and she's holding over her stomach, but then they have the baby inside so you can actually see what you saw.
I think I saw it. Yeah. It was like, what a powerful picture.
It's just like, bam, right in your face. Just like, wow, that is amazing. And, that's what we need to be teaching young black women.
Yeah.
You make responsible decisions, have a baby, with a man that you love and you trust. It's not a way to just, I can just go and get an abortion and don't worry about it.
Or sometimes get welfare or keep them, or because, I talked with a sheriff down there, black sheriff back in the Dallas area, and he said, he said, unfortunately in my community, there are women and they want to have children from 3 different men because this is 3 different income streams.
Yeah. They know how to work the system.
Right. They do, and I mean everybody can learn how to work the system.
Yeah, and there are many different that know how to work the system, and they do it very well.
But if you look at the abortions, for example, over 20 million black children have been aborted, have been killed before they've gotten out of the womb. That's very disproportionate compared to the total number of, if you look at the percentages and everything like that. There was a targeting of the black race for abortion. Margaret Sanger was a racist. She was a eugenicist. She used to, I think she even supported, she went to KKK rallies. Yeah. And yet, it's the Republican Party by and large that talks about the issue of life. The Democratic Party, they applaud when you can have birthday abortions.
Yeah. So that is, and they want to control gender as well.
Yeah. Gender, race, whatever.
Yeah. I saw that they want to actually, the doctors were talking about, well, now you can pick and choose what you're going to have.
Right.
That for me is so, it's a natural, this is the excitement of, getting pregnant. Right. What am I going to have? I can't wait to see. And then ultrasound and feeling that baby move and then having that baby is the most amazing experience.
It's the other thing that you talk about, let's say in China, they had the one-child policy, one-child nation policy, whatever.
And they threw him off if it wasn't a boy first.
Right. Or they found, because the boy was worth more than a woman. So this is not just racist, it's also sexist. We're talking about for women's rights. And I remember years ago, it was like 20 or something like that, many years ago, right? But anyway, I went to one of these National Organization of Women's rallies, and I'm listening to them. I raised my hand because they're talking about women's rights, and I said, what if the baby that you're going to kill in the womb is a girl? What about her rights? And boy, did they get upset. They shut me down.
You can only imagine.
Yeah, censorship like you couldn't. He didn't even exist anymore.
Well, as women, we're losing our rights.
Yes.
We fought so hard for women's rights.
Yeah.
Huge movements, equality for women, and now it's like, well, okay, go away. Now we're taking away our rights as women.
Yeah.
We're no longer having women's sports, thanks Joe Biden.
Yeah.
You know, it's you can't use the words she, her.
I know.
Woman, mother.
You've destroyed the difference there. And every, if you whether you want a gender or sex, whatever. I mean,
Two sexes.
Yeah, the
Man,
sexes.
female.
Yeah, I know, and it's very well, we won't go there, but I mean there are strengths and weaknesses in each sex, and we've last session we had something about a transgender bill, and it was a very interesting testimony that I gave. I won't go into it because it takes too long, but one of the things I said is that it's not just your male and female based on like your sexual organ. Every molecule in your body says that you're a woman and I'm a man.
Yeah.
So how does this transgender stuff actually change every molecule in your body? It doesn't. It makes you either a mutilated male or a mutilated female.
That's oh my gosh.
So
yeah. Oh.
And then, like what I was saying, because they were talking about, well, what about the issue of, these transgender people the people that are being picked upon committing suicide? I said, really? You go to the Sweden study, because those people that went through the transgender surgery, they had a 19 times higher suicide rate. Is that really where you want to go? 19 times higher? I don't know all about that Sweden study, but that was the conclusion. And maybe it was a smaller study. That's the conclusion that they came to. 19 times, because they don't talk about people that go through it and then they have their regrets.
Yeah.
Because the ideology says, destroy sexual differences. It's become the politics of sex. Joe Biden is one of the people who is a great, he and by and large, and I'm not saying a Democrat, and I'm not saying that every Republican is a great one or anything like that, but I mean, you have a difference. The reason that we're male and female, there are differences within us, and they should be celebrated, and they should be complementary of each other. And as we've said, a child growing up needs a father and a mother, a male and a female.
Yes.
So anyway,
absolutely.
So when you go back, I mean, are you running again next time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You have a card?
I just gave it to you. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You did. Oh, I have it right here. It's underneath my card. Sorry. Yes. Because, hey, so Eric is right over there. He's the guy who actually found Dad Talk today. So I will, you can contact him at email, or he might come over here too if you want to have more talk about the same topic.
That is awesome, because it's so important that we get the voices out, and people that aren't aware of what Dad Talk is need that out there, because there are so many dads that are like, you know what?
Right. And this does not deprecate women or mothers.
No.
It's talk about, why can't you be pro somebody without somebody saying, well, you're anti this? Really?
Cancel culture.
Yeah, exactly.
And, guys need to have their own outlet.
Yeah.
Dads need their own groups. They need their own place. They need to their own. Women do it all the time.
Yeah.
Why can't Dad do it?
Yeah.
So I love it. I love Dad Talk. That's awesome.
Anyway, it was so great to meet you, Rayla. So I look forward to your campaign coming up here, MA7.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So keep following on my Facebook page.
Sure.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And then also you can shoot me an email. My cell phone number is on the other side.
Okay.
We'll keep in contact, and we'll try to do like Dad Talk, Mom Talk, Share Talk.
Absolutely. We'll be contacting the email on this, Dad Talk today at Gmail. That goes to Dad Talk. The phone number there, my phone number.
Okay.
So you can text me or whatever, but I wanted to make sure that the organization is actually hearing this stuff and are getting the request through them.
Awesome.
So,
that's great.
anyway.
It's now been shared so people know.
Yeah.
And Jeff has been here with me. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I think John Paul was wandering around somewhere, but he'll pop over.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to bring over, what did you say his name was? The founder.
Eric Carroll.
Eric.
Yeah.
If
That's why if you take a look here, it says Dad Talk Today with Eric Carroll.
With Eric Carroll.
And you know what happened for him? It's the issue of divorce. And then, then somebody controls you from seeing your children. And the courts tend to, even though they have lofty goals, there are federal funds that actually incentivize one parent having control over another parent. It's like, too, I've talked with many men that have said, I grew up and my dad was in the house, but when social worker came over, he had to leave. Because if they were coming in for benefits, they were predicated on the mom having no father, no husband. So they were there. They may not have been married, but he was there. But when the social worker came over, they tried to hide or leave. What is that teaching our children?
That's devastating.
It is.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
And that could be children are aware and understand, especially when they get to a certain age.
And children become adults, and that's
do.
what they see in the,
And then it's, again, that's where it goes,
Right.
This is what I was learned, this is what I was taught, this is how it should, no. And that's we need to change it.
Yeah.
And it starts family.
Yeah.
Unity in the home.
Yeah. So, Rayla, it was so good to meet you.
You too.
I'll send Eric over here if I see him.
Absolutely.
So thanks so much. Thank you for everybody out there. Thanks for listening.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, that's going to be great. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thanks,
Awesome.
Rayla.
You're welcome.
It was wonderful.
You
to
too.
meet
And I'll come by later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be having our booth on from like 5 to 9 a couple of nights. We're going to be doing what we can.
Awesome.
So,
VIP parties.
I'm sure.
I'm sure. Thank you. All right. That mic down. Wow. See, just sitting here and I get to, people just pop over. So yes, everybody definitely check out Dad Talk. It's awesome. We just spoke with Jeff. It's amazing. I have his card right here, making connections. That's what we need to do. Especially because Massachusetts is struggling. And we're going to make sure we make a difference and make a change. And that's why I am down here. CPAC is